And one of the things that I know that is a very hot topic right now is drones. We have a company here that is fantastic, and everybody knows it's a catchphrase. In sports, we've been working with some sort of camera stuck to some sort of something in the air that wouldn't cost as much as a helicopter. But with this being as catchy as it is, Mike, can you tell everybody in the audience what is a 333 exemption and what we need to know in terms of hiring drones now?
As luck would have it, I can. A 333 exemption, I'm sure a lot of you know this already, so I apologize for insulting anybody's intelligence by starting too low, but the deal with drones is that the FAA regulates all airspace, and that's, I think, perhaps the first point of misunderstanding with a lot of folks who want to utilize drones, who want to integrate drones into their creative vision. It certainly isn't the silver bullet for every project, as you guys know, but it's a nice tool to put into the quiver to augment your capabilities of bringing your vision to fruition. So, to answer your question, it's critical, regardless of the endeavor that you have, to understand who the AHJ is. AHJ stands for Authority Having Jurisdiction. And if you're going to put something up into the air, the FAA is the AHJ, is the Authority Having Jurisdiction. Those are the guys that originally came to the party to regulate airplanes in the air, but then all of a sudden we started putting drones in the air, and the FAA still is the authority that regulates that airspace. There's a little bit of confusion, misunderstanding perhaps, about how much of that airspace is in fact regulated by the FAA, and the way they characterize it is from the top of the grass to as high as you can go. So there is no airspace that they don't have jurisdiction over, with the small exception, the way they characterize it is they are in control of all navigable airspace. So if you're inside Staples Center, for example, with a roof on it, that's not considered navigable airspace. So if you're looking for a loophole, you can operate inside Staples Center without FAA approval, but you still got to go through somebody like me to get the insurance. So
what about in a forest?
I wouldn't invite.
What about in a forest, like thick tree line that there could nothing be flying with that?
Can't do it. If it's above the grass and below the moon, they're the guys. But to your point, though, back to your question, so consequently, if you are going to operate a drone for a commercial purpose, whether in fact you're actually getting tangible money or whether you're doing it for a nonprofit, you have to abide by the FAA requirements. The FAA requires all drone operators that are conducting commercial-related operations to have what they call a 333 exemption. It's a reasonably easy process in one sense. It's to date, there are over 5,000 commercial drone operators that have received their 333 exemptions, but without it, you're out of the game. You can't do it. And so consequently, if you are intending to operate a drone, or if you're going to integrate a drone into your project, it's absolutely critical that your drone operator has a 333 exemption from the FAA. And I suspect we were going to get to this at some point, so I'll dive in right now and say that not only do they have to have the exemption, but it's a simple process to go to FAA.org, find the person's name in there, not only to confirm that they have the 333 exemption, but that the exemption enables them to perform the function that they're being hired to do. In many cases, 3 days ago, I came across a feature where they said, well, we've got a drone guy that's got his 333, so we're good to go. In my job, it's about confirming what I think I know and double checking. So I went to the website, and the person did in fact have a 333, but the FAA approved him only for filming real estate for sale. And so consequently, it's critical for all of you guys, if there's maybe one important drone-related takeaway for you guys, is to confirm that they have the FAA exemption, to look at the site FAA.org and confirm that the exemption specifically allows for that type of activity. And the type of shenanigans that we're all involved with here is called closed-set motion picture filming. If it's a music video, commercial, feature, whatever, that's what we're looking for on their 333 exemption. So Long answer to a short question, but that's the deal.